Well, welcome into our Cuse TV signing day coverage. Brian Higgins, Dino Babers, as we're talking about the 2017 Syracuse football class. And 22 coming in today, Dino. Nice group from last year. It feels like you've really got the founding blocks of this program going right now.
You know, I really think between the 2016 class and the 2017 class, when you combine those 40 young men together, they're going to be the cornerstone of this program to build on.
And you look at the groups individually, and maybe last year or this year, some of the position groups were more than the other year, but when you add it together, it looks like you have it pretty strong across all positions.
We really tried to balance the scale, so to speak. We really tried to make the numbers jive. A lot of the things were not quite exactly right when we got here, and we're trying to build the foundation the correct way.
We'll get into some of the individual players here coming up shortly, but how did you notice the process of you and the coaches out there develop over the year when you hadn't played a game yet and you're saying, hey, this is what we're going to do, till December or November when you said, hey, look at what we're doing? How did you notice our recruits responding?
Well, I think when you look how the type of class that we brought in, that they responded to what we were doing on the football field. Traditionally, what we do is we always used to, in the past, was gear it towards our personnel, but for Syracuse and what we need to do in our future, we really need to gear it to what we were going to try to do here. It may have hurt us a little bit on the football field, but it definitely helped us in this recruiting cycle.
Some of the characteristics you've talked about, especially for ACC plays, you need size at certain positions and speed at others, and it looks like you found the speed at skill positions and maybe the size on defense you were looking for.
We definitely got bigger, and we're always looking to get bigger than what we are right now. But I think the speed part of it and some of the height, if you really look at the height of this class that we brought in, they're taller, they're leaner, their frames, we can build upon that, we can build around it and turn some of our 3 stars maybe into 4 stars based off of what we do off the football field with our training and how we're going to coach them with techniques and fundamentals.
Did you feel like you were on the right people when you saw the other schools that got in on some of the same players that ended up signing here at Syracuse?
You know, our evaluation process, we feel strong about it. We have a lot of confidence about the way we evaluate young men. So it was that them jumping on them late didn't really co-sign what we were doing. But as it got to the end with some of the major players, the Michigans and other people that were coming in after our people, it reconfirmed that not only were we right, but we were really right on who we were going after, and we're really excited with the young men that stayed with us.
Yeah, Michigan was sniffing around Afatu Melifonwu. You got his signature today, which is great on the defensive side. And Tommy DeVito had a lot of comers all throughout the process. You guys were there first. What did you see 9 months ago that got you there before everyone else?
Again, another fantastic evaluation. Any quarterback that goes through our system has to go through a three-prong evaluation. I'm not going to get into who the prongs are. I'm one, but we're going to have 3 people look at him. And Tommy passed all the prongs when he was a 2-star. And when he committed to us, he was a 2-star. And then after he committed to us first in the class, he goes on, Elite 11, top 11 quarterbacks in the country, 3 SEC offers, everybody in the world's coming after him, yet his word was his bond, just like his father, the Tommy before him. And being able to stay true to his word and keep this class together, there's no doubt that he's one of the big reasons that we're smiling today.
We know those quarterbacks go off the board fast in recruiting nowadays. They verbal really early in the game, so you got yours first. How did that affect the rest of the class, that not only were you pitching guys, but said, hey, here's a guy that might be throwing you the ball for the offensive players?
It's a lot easier to get wide receivers when you can say that your quarterback's in the Elite 11 and he's playing in all-star games and everything else down the road. And Tommy did a fantastic job of holding the flag. You know the movie Glory, where you got Denzel Washington sitting there holding the flag, taking all those bullets. He wouldn't let go while everybody else, Tommy's sitting there holding the flag, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, all these people coming at him, and he's like, I'm not going anywhere. You know, I'm orange, and I'll see you in Syracuse. And I think that had a lot to do with a lot of the other guys staying home.
All right, for those scoring at home, that's Coach Babers' first movie reference of signing day. So that's good to see that's still going on. And you've got the energy here on signing day. What's the staff feeling like now that it's wrapped up and you know who you got coming here next year?
You know, I think they're excited about this afternoon. They get to spend some time with the boosters and the administration. They get to go home, have a decent night's sleep on Thursday, and then we're going to get started Monday morning. We have the high school state football clinic. Numerous coaches are speakers in that this weekend, and then we get started in the indoor at 7:30 a.m. on Monday for the 2017 season.
We'll get into that season in a second. How about some other position groups here? Last year, maybe not a ton of wide receivers. This year you got 4, 2 on the outside and 2 on the inside. How can this group fit in right away?
I think the big thing is we got 2 big bookends on the outside. Both of these young men can help us. And then we've got 2 fantastic speed separators on the inside. Small in stature, but light on the feet. And both of these guys can go. Both of them have punt returner, kickoff returner skills. They kind of fit in with some of the guys that we already have there. And I think for the next 4 to 5 years, we're more than capable in those departments as punt returners, kickoff returners, and guys that can make a guy miss with the ball in their hands.
Yeah, Sherrod and Nakeem Johnson are the ones in the middle there. And you need slot guys. And a guy like Amba Edetawo leaves the program and had such success. To have a guy like that in year one, I imagine receivers must have said, wow, we want to be the next Amba.
And hopefully there's some grad transfers out there that says, wow, I want to be the next Amba as well. So it was really nice for Amba to have the success that he did. A lot of that goes to Amba, but for him to come in and be able to learn the offense that quickly, and for the team and Eric Dungy and Zach and everybody on the team to embrace him the way they did, for him to be a captain, outside on the block, just goes to show you once again how hard he worked. And to piggyback on that a little bit, just to hear the response from the NFL coaches at the Senior Bowl that he was at last week, and how they appreciate the way he went about his work and how he's just moving up the draft boards, once again tells you that it doesn't really matter, whether you're at this school, this school, this school. If you got the right heart, if you got the right God-given talent, and you're in the right system, and you're getting taught the right techniques and fundamentals, nothing can hold you back.
Speaking of God-given talent on offense, you got Ravian Pearson out of a JC school. My hand, I think he crushed it shaking it the other day. This guy is an impressive guy just to look at. What can he bring to the field? Tight end was not really featured catching the ball in the offense last year, but it looks like he could be a guy to do that.
One of the things when I came here, I said, we've got to have a tight end, and everybody started laughing. You don't even use a tight end. I said, the last time we had a tight end, he was a third-team All-American. Everybody started laughing. We didn't have it. We got the tight ends here. They really couldn't move out in space the way we'd like them to do. Amba came in, he's a third-team All-American as a wide receiver. We finally have tight ends again, and there's a smile on my face. We've got a tight end, we've got a fullback, we can get in some formations, and now we can start having that physicality that we talked about, and hopefully we can let that carry over on the football field, not only from an offensive standpoint, but also to help the defense.
Yeah, Aaron Hackett, another tight end. Chris Elmore, a 280-pound fullback who's going to run some people over. Let's talk a little defense here. Linebacker was a position group that you brought back a lot of veterans last year and then went and got new guys this year. 4 linebackers. How good is that crew across the board?
It's a very good crew. They're very dynamic. They're very tall. They're very lean. They all can run. Obviously, we have some in the size. The Mike linebacker is a bigger linebacker from Canada. But the outside guys can run. We'll put weight on them with Coach Ettinger, and we'll let them grow into their bodies, so to speak. And we'll have very, very gifted people out there on the edge.
Darius Fagan already on campus. One other guy on campus was the grad transfer from Notre Dame. Speaking of grad transfers on offense, Devin Butler's here on defense. Can he do on defense what Amba did on offense last year?
We're going to have to see. He comes with great credentials, and once again, he's got to mend himself into the team the way Amba did. It's not we're not in the mercenary business. You come join our family, and he will be accepted. And when he does the things that he needs to do inside our house, I'm sure he'll have great success on the football field.
A couple last thoughts. How does this group fit into the team you have? You're bringing back a lot of guys from last year, so maybe not as many need to contribute right away. So how good do you feel about the foundation that's already here?
The one thing I want to talk about the team from last year is the great job they did in recruiting. These recruits are here because they sold the program. And a lot of times I get as excited as other people do about the 2016 and the 2017 class, but the meat of our program are the guys that are still in the program. And even though we didn't recruit them here, there are guys. There are guys now. Okay, don't look around. There are guys. And they're going to be the key to what happens in the 2017 season.
Yeah, bringing back 19 of 22 starters to add to this group coming in here today. That'll be here throughout the spring and the fall. And lastly, Dino, we officially got the schedule out a couple weeks ago here, and you knew it was going to be tough when you see it. Some places have ranked it as perhaps the toughest schedule in America. Perhaps. I mean, hey, it's going to be one of the toughest. It might be number one. When you look at that, 11 straight bowl teams, what do you feel like going into 2017?
I feel like, wow, that's a heck of a schedule. I wonder what the other guys got. No, we're excited. I mean, that's what we do. You put a schedule out in front of us, we're going to play it. We play 11 bowl teams. The only team that's not a bowl team is the team that's not allowed to be a bowl team because it's an FCS opponent. And we're going to line up and we're going to play. The great thing is we've got a good home schedule. We're going to need our fans behind us, the community behind us 100%. We have an unbelievable away schedule against some of the toughest venues to play at. And we'll have one heartbeat. And we'll go out there and we'll do it our best.
All right, September 2nd will be here before we all know it, Dino.
Thank you so much, Brian.
All right, that is our signing day conversation with Dino Babers. Plenty more coverage on Cuse.com, Cuse TV. You can see all of the assistant coaches talking about the recruits, and a lot of former Syracuse greats have welcomed the new 22 players to the Orange roster as well, if you head to the Cuse Football Twitter page. For Coach Babers, I'm Brian Higgins. This has been Signing Day 2017.